Tonight, an update to a story that we've been following. An important part of Maine's fisheries is quickly disappearing, and it's worrying scientists.
We've told you about groups like Friends of Casco Bay. They're working together to not only find out why this vital plant is going away, but also how to protect and hopefully restore it.
Emily Pike shows us the new project in this Forecasting Our Future report.
The Gulf of Maine has many changing and moving parts. In fact, the Casco Bay is one of the largest potential habitats for seagrass growth. So the team right behind me is leading the way in the restoration efforts in an intense underwater experiment. Marine biologists are almost always fascinated by new findings, but the latest data on parts of the Gulf of Maine is worrisome. Seagrass, particularly eelgrass in Maine, is vanishing rapidly. Seagrass is not grass at all. In fact, it's a protective flowering plant, and it's one of the world's most important ecosystems. In the United States, it even has federal protection. The loss of seagrass in Casco Bay would likely mean losing more than just marine life.
If you're aware of Casco Bay, if you actually spend any time on it, if you eat any of the food from here, like lobsters, you really might want to care about seagrass meadows.
Several groups are working on a solution. One of them is COBALT, short for Collaborative Bioregional Action Learning and Transformation. Team Zostra, made up of Glenn Page and Lucy Dutton, a senior biology student at Bowdoin College. And they're diving headfirst into the growing problem and weaving through solutions.
Maine DEP has been actually flying using a fixed-wing aircraft to take photographs of the seagrass meadows every 5 years. However, we don't really know what's happening between those periods. So what we do, part of Team Zostra, is to go out and identify how the meadows are doing, when they go to flower, and when they ultimately go to seed. And then at that moment, which is now, we go in and actually collect the seed in order for doing applied restoration.
In a 5-year study ending in 2022, they found more than 50% of the meadows reseeded. They also found the seagrass coverage shrunk even more than the years prior. Zostra says it's the first group to find the window in which the seagrass is ready to seed in Casco Bay.
It really is about the seeds of hope. It's not only are they small, but they're actually stunningly beautiful.
The journey starts along the Brothers Island, where seagrass meadows are 70 to 100% healthy.
Inside each one is this sort of ball of energy that can really help us address improved habitat, coastal protection, water quality, etc., but also a way for us to be engaged in a pathway to help address what might be navigating climate change, navigating ecosystem change all around us.
The team has collected more than 50 reproductive shoots. They can pluck off the blades and find the healthy sacs of the seeds, where they hope to replant them in areas that need it. But to do that, they need to study the viability, and that's where Lucy Dutton steps in.
We are collecting a bunch of seed, and I'm going to run some experiments on it. So I'm going to do a germination study to look at viability of the seeds and how well they're going to survive if we're able to restore them.
It takes a village, and it requires all sorts of collaboration and resources. And what we're doing is beginning a process to better understand how we do it.
Team Zostra hopes to transplant by the end of September or early October at East End Beach. COBALT's team tells me that the seagrass seeding window is only but a few weeks, so they hope to have this part of the project finished by the first week in August. There's still a few more steps to go to this delicate process, but they're on the right path to finding the solution of the decline in seagrass. Reporting in Casco Bay, for Maine Still Weather, I'm Emily Pike.